Hello, everyone. Welcome to Grandma Hershey Cooks. This is Grandma Hershey, spelled with a U and not an E. So, I am a grandmother who loves to cook. I'm not a nutritionist, but I do know two nutritionists. I personally know two nutritionists who I do consult with here and there, and I also look up the FDA about different things and about food. Okay, so today we're having technical difficulties. So if I pause, you'll know why. I'm on the laptop again. I couldn't stream from my phone. I'll figure it out later. So as I grow, you're going to grow with me. How about that? Okay. So today's recipe is going to be cheesy chicken vegetable soup. So how I came up with this recipe was just a couple of weeks ago, as a matter of fact. And I was getting ready to go on a trip, and I had some vegetables and a leftover baked chicken leg left over. So I'm going like, I gotta do something with this food. I can't let it just sit in the refrigerator for over a week. So bright idea, light bulb came on, and I came up with the cheesy chicken vegetable soup. And as you will find out later, as you follow me along this journey, that a lot of my recipes were off the cuff. They just came to my head while I was just minding my own business. So I'm going like, okay, Lord, we're going to do this. So today is my first cooking show on YouTube. So I might be a little fidgety, and that's all right. We all have to start somewhere. We all have to crawl. Oh, well, I didn't crawl. I scooted until I walked. But anywho, whichever way you walk, you have to crawl or scoot or something first. So we're all in this together. How about that? So I already prepped all my ingredients the night before because I don't want to be on here for a long period of time and bore you or wear you out. And so I prepped the stuff ahead of time. I already baked the chicken, and this time I did use 2 leftover thighs. But chicken is chicken, okay? And I'm going to take my lids off. So if you hear weird sounds, it's just me and the food. There's the chicken. And these containers, I got because I didn't get time to do the recipe on here, I'm going to tell you what's in here. So write it down. So I've got, it should be 2 cups of chicken. I don't know if we got there, but there's a cup at least. So we got that. Then I've got, those little sweet peppers, the red, orange, and yellow ones. I got 1 each of those. I slivered them. And then I got some cherry tomatoes. I used 14, and I sliced them in half down the middle. So can you see these beautiful tomatoes? Oh, I forgot to drain my potatoes. Oh, it'll go into the pot. But I chopped up some potatoes, not the great big baking potatoes, but I got 2 regular sized potatoes that you get in the big bag. Okay. Then I also have half of a small sweet onion with some 1 stalk of celery and 2 what I use? Yeah, 2 regular sized carrots, and I skinned them. I call them skinning it, peeling it, and chopped it up. Okay, so that's what's going into your ingredients, along with, because later you're going to add 1/4 cup of shredded cheese at the end. Okay, so then we also have a can of cream of mushroom soup, and mine is unsalted because I'm on a sodium restriction. So I keep everything as low sodium as possible, yet delicious. I guarantee. Okay. And then we have our cream of chicken soup, and the lowest I could find so far is healthy request. So that's the lowest I could find and still have some flavor. And then the other of my seasoning, I have a teaspoon of basil. I like to say basil. I have a teaspoon of onion powder. I have a teaspoon of Mrs. Dash onion and herb. And a teaspoon of Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. And also a teaspoon of garlic powder. So those ingredients you need to go and get and keep them in your pantry because a lot of my recipes call for these ingredients. Okay, so that's the first thing you can get and put that in your pantry. I didn't get a chance to do the pantry list. I just want to be real with you because I ran out of time. So, but sometime this week, I will put that on this show. Okay, so you'll be able to find the pantry list, because once you get started with getting your ingredients, then you'll be ready for future shows, because I've got a lot of stuff in store for you. I've got cookies that are gluten-free, low sugar, low carb. I've got some cornbreads. I've got some cheesecakes and candies, and what else I got? Some of everything. Anywho, as we go along, you're going to find out that you can enjoy eating while being on restrictions. And when I say restrictions, I'm talking about if you have high blood pressure, if you're diabetic, if you can't tolerate gluten products, all these type of things. If you have high cholesterol. So what I've done in the last 3 years, I've gone and I've researched, and the Lord gave me all these recipes. I have over 300 recipes. And so as I made them, I had people taste them and try them out, especially the kids. If the kids like it, you know it's good. So anyway, I just want you to enjoy the foods that I have come to enjoy that has helped me to bring all of my numbers down. So what I'm going to do first is, since we want to get the food cooking, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got to this place, okay? So I already prepared my pot. I did spray it a little bit so it won't be so much sticky. You know how food do. And so I'm going to pour in the tomatoes. Two of them are stubborn. One of them is really stubborn. Okay. And then I've got my sweet peppers that I did sliver. This is how sliver is, very thin slice, okay? And later on, I'll talk about what slivers is and all that stuff. Because when I first started cooking, I read a cookbook, I'm going, what's a sliver? So I'm figuring if I ask, somebody else going to ask. So I'm going to make sure that you learn what a sliver is, okay? And a dice and all that stuff. Then I got the chicken. Woohoo! Oops, one of them stubborn. Then I got the potatoes. So we can use the water. I had rinsed the potatoes already. So, and then my onion, celery, and my carrots all going in the pot. And then my seasoning, I put them all in here. Everything I showed you is in here. So, bloop, there we go. And so, let me get my spoon. Let's get that kind of blended together. You want to get that blended together so all those seasoning will be evenly distributed. And they're going to be so good, I promise you. Good, 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 good. Okay? Then I'm going to put in my soups. Cream of chickens. This is the cream of mushroom. So I'm going to put the soups in. And see, being live, we're going to get it all here. We don't have time to edit because I don't know how just yet. But I'll learn. Don't worry. Somebody's going to teach me, okay? I will not be outdone by an inanimate object. All right. So here's the cream of mushroom soup. We want to get every nook and cranny that we can. Then we're going to put in this cream of chicken soup next. So, in other words, every ingredient except for the cheese is going to go in this pot, okay? Get that good old cream of chicken soup. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because we want it to taste delicious. Ain't no playing around here. And then, okay, so about the chicken broth. So it's 4 cups or one of these containers. Now, when Swanson is on sale, because it's got the lowest sodium, and this is the unsalted chicken broth. So when it's on sale, I buy it. And this whole container is 4 cups. And then when it's not on sale, I go to my second best, which is Best Choice cooking stock. And it's the next lowest in sodium. So today, since I have the good stuff, I'm putting the good stuff in. All right? Okay. So I'm going to open this up. And we're going to pour it all in the pot. All 4 cups. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it's sounding. Can you hear that? It's going. Let's see if I can squeeze it out a little faster. So we only have so much time on this show, okay? All right, got all of that. Woohoo! So now we're gonna get this spoon out. We don't want to cook the spoon. So we're gonna stir all this up in the pot together. Yes, it's looking good. I wish I could pick up the laptop to show you the inside, but it's looking good. So then I'm going to turn the stove on. We're going to get this to a rolling boil. And a rolling boil means it's boiling, okay? Like blue, blue, like you see when the witches brew in the cauldron, and you see all those little bubbles? That's a rolling boil. So we're going to bring it to a rolling boil. And once it gets to a rolling boil, we're going to turn it down to simmer it, so that it can cook a little slower. So, but in the meantime, while I'm waiting on that rolling boil, I'm going to put the lid on it, and I'll get started talking until it gets to that boil. So, what had happened was I went for a doctor's visit, just a routine doctor's visit. I felt fine. But the doctor was acting real strange. Now, that's not my first rodeo. I've been going to this doctor for years, and he was acting very strange. And not only that, but he had 3 other people in the room. I'm going like, well, maybe he's got some interns. I know one is his assistant, and every now and then the nurse might come in with him. But there was 2 other people, and I'm going like, what's really going on here? So he was pacing the floor and looking crazy and odd and weird and everything else that was starting to scare me. So I said, well, what's going on? And he said, well, I'm afraid you're going to have a heart attack or a stroke. I'm going like, what? I feel fine. He said, your A1C been running 8.7. Your blood pressure been in the 160s. And your cholesterol is high. I'm gonna need you to lose some weight. I'm going like, how dare he? All this loveliness, and he wants me to get rid of it. Anywho, I know he's right. Okay, and so I'm going like, what are we gonna do? And he said, well, I'm gonna have to put you on 3 medications. I'm going like, I said, well, I can't take the cholesterol medicine. So the little cute little smart nurse say, oh, I got something for that. So that means 4 medication. He don't understand. Since I was 12 years old, I was trying to make sure I didn't get the sugar. My great aunt was at our house one day. I was 12 years old. And my mother had made some iced tea. And she said, you want some tea? She asked her, do it have any sugar in it? And she said, no. She said, I got the sugar. So when she left, I asked my mama, I said, what's the sugar? She said, oh, that's diabetes. People can't have sugar if they're diabetic. So I started that day at 12 years old drinking tea with no sugar. Now, as a kid, I didn't understand that means no sugar. No sugar. I just figured no sugar in the tea. So to this day, I drink sugar with no tea. Okay. So anyway, I said, okay, Doc, let's do this another way. Let me figure out how to change my diet and see if that works. So he said, I'm going to give you 30 days. So honey girlfriend went home and she pulled out that computer and started Googling the FDA first. What is considered low sodium, low carbs, low sugar, and all that stuff. So I got the numbers, and that's when I found out about the word macronutrient. Old lady can always learn some new tricks, okay? So I learned that sodium and carbs and sugar and all those things that we just take for granted, those are called macronutrients, all right? So I said, okay, Lord, I'm gonna need some help. I need you to help sister out. So then what bright idea came to my mind was this macronutrient chart. So I put down what was considered low carbs, low sugar, low calories, and also what was high in fiber and protein, potassium, calcium. All those are macronutrients. So God bless me with this macronutrient chart. So when I have my cookbook, I might as well throw that in there right now. When my cookbook gets made, then it's going to be the recipe on the charts. So it's going to be a little different. So you'll be getting something different than normal. but it's going to help you to be able to know if you can have that recipe. All right. So anyway, this pot still haven't boiled. They said watch pot never boiled. I'm trying not to look at it. Okay. So anyway, so that's how I got here, and I'm going like after a year and a half of charting, because I did chart my meals. After a year and a half of charting my meals, I was able to get my A1C down to 5.3. Because if you have 6 or less, then the doctors usually will either take you off your medication or not put you on it. And my doctor told me as long as I keep it below a 6, I won't have to take medication. And that's been 3 years now. Okay. Well, altogether, a year and a half since it came all the way down. And then my blood pressure are now in the 120s, like a young chick. Hey. And then I had lost 27 pounds by charting my meals. And but after a year and a half, I'm going like, okay, let's be realistic. Everybody don't have time to chart all day. Some people working a lot of hours. Some people have a lot of kids and all these things, and they're not going to chart every day. So I start living off of what I remembered of what to watch for, like my sodium and my sugar intake, my carb intake, and my saturated fat. And so I did gain 10 pounds back, but I've been able to keep that 17 off. And it's been 3 years now altogether. So I'm pretty happy with that. But I am going to try to get rid of a little bit more loveliness. Okay. Don't get jealous or upset. I'm going to work on it. But I am healthy. My numbers are healthy. Okay. So anyway. This pot has not boiled yet. And I don't know why as high as it can be. I'm hoping that it's done by the time we're done. So let's talk about this recipe itself. Okay, so the total calories in this recipe is 270. The saturated fat is 3. The cholesterol is 32. And the sodium is 432, which is good for a bowl of soup. Because when you go to a restaurant, they're usually like 1,000 or more. So this is good. The carbs are 33 and the sugar is 5.5. But it's high in potassium because it has 978. For this to be 1/3 of your daily meals, then that's pretty good because the amount for potassium on the daily requirement is 3,500. So 978 is pretty good. But I can talk to you more about the book that's coming. It's going to have a lot of things that are gluten-free, low sugar, low carb. I've got cookies. I have 23 variations of cookies that's going to be in there. And peanut butter and raisin is in it. Because a lot of people like that. God bless me to be able to make it just right. And I mean just right. There's going to be odd things that you may never have heard of before. Some things I had never heard of before. There will be cheesecakes that I'll be making on the show. Fudge, peanut butter fudge, chocolate fudge, peanut butter chocolate fudge. All kind of things I'll be making on this show. And then what I want from you guys to make comments, okay? And I want you to let me know what you would like me to make on the show. I have a lot of things, so just put the subject matter in. Like someone already hit me up about the turkey leg. You know that turkey leg you get at the Renaissance Fair or that you go to the amusement park? I got it for you. All right. Look just like it, taste just like it. I'm telling you. Then another person hit me up about the peanut butter pie. I had never even heard of it till a month ago. And so I looked it up, and what I noticed, it was unhealthy. And I'm going like, oh God, we can do better than this. We're going to have to make this a little healthier. So I was blessed with how to make it healthier. And the young lady who requested it said it was the best peanut butter pie she ever had. I know when I tasted that batter, I could agree. Although I had never had peanut butter pie, but I will be having it soon. And so will you. That's going to be show number 3. Okay, and I can see why people don't do this often, because it is kind of hard. Because now I'm running out of things to say. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the pantry list since I didn't get it done. So on the pantry list, what I use for the sugar area is called erythritol. Okay, erythritol. It's a plant-based sugar, and it's not sugar-free. So don't get that confused. I use low sugar because I use half erythritol and half sugar. So there's some sugar, but not enough to spike diabetic sugar level. I had several diabetics eat the food, and none of them had a problem. It won't give you diarrhea, and it's not going to spike your sugar, and it's not going to make you hungry to eat a whole ton of cookies. And three of my cookies equates to one regular cookies that you buy in the store. So I don't even buy cookies anymore. I just make my own. And it only takes a half an hour to make them, and you don't even have to use a beater. That's how easy it is. So the majority of my recipes are very easy to make, and they're quick, except for this doggone soup. It is finally boiling, but since we pressed for time, I'm gonna let that sucker be on warp speed, okay? Because we want to get this done so that we can eat a little bit before we close the show. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I wear a lot of wigs. So each time you see me, I'll probably have on a different wig. And then I want you to comment and let me know which one you think looks the best. Okay, by the end of the fourth show, tell me what you think. Because I like colored hair. I'm going to surprise you with some colored hair here and there too. Okay, so I'm a little quirky, and I do some weird things. And I tell people I'm a rebel. Some people don't believe it. I'm a rebel. I might wear, oh, speaking of rebels, my apron. I don't know if you can see it good enough. Grandma Hershey Cooks. Some of my aprons have my name on it and some of them don't. But each apron will be a theme. So this is what I call the wholesome apron. So that means I'm making a wholesome meal. So when I wear something really lively, then you can think about, oh, she's going to be making some lively stuff here, something we really going to want. So be on the lookout for the aprons, okay? And then be on the lookout for the wigs. I like for people to tell me what they think about the wig. Okay, so this soup is boiling really good now. So we're almost ready to taste this soup. It's really boiling. I wish I could raise this laptop up so you can really see it, but it's really cooking. It's really cooking. I'm saying about 5 more minutes and it's going to be ready. So I need you to let me know what kind of things you want me to cook. Okay, because I can cook a lot of things. Like I said, I have over 300 recipes. Also, learn a new word, pescatarian. Didn't know what that was, but I have recipes for it. Come find out. So we will have pescatarians covered. We're going to have the gluten-free people covered. We're going to have the high blood pressure people covered. The diabetics are going to be covered. And I also have Daniel fast recipes. I have vegetarian recipes. And I've tried it all pretty much. Okay. So I'm going to just, I'm going to plate a little bit of this soup so you can get the gist of what's going on here. Because I think we're running out of time. I don't want you to be on here forever. So this, I'm going to put some in the bowl. Put some in the bowl so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, I might be going too far. Okay, so can you see this bowl of steaming hot soup? Hope you can get a good look at it here. Oh, I'm trying my best to get you to see the soup. Okay. I'm going to learn on how to get that streaming on my phone so you can see it better. So once it's done, then you're going to take some of your shredded cheese and you're going to put that in. You're going to stir that into your bowl. And that's going to make it creamy when you stir it into the bowl. Yes, it's going to change the texture, make it thicker. And I'm going to taste a little bit of it for you. Whew, that bowl is hot. Let's see here. Okay, get one of these things over here. So now can you see the soup? I hope you can see the soup. It is sure smelling good in this kitchen. Mm. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. And you notice I have to add any salt. How about that? And it really tastes good. So I really thank all of you for coming and spending your time with me today. And what I really need you to do, let me finish this. Mm, mm. Woo, that's some good stuff. What I really need you to do, I need you to give me the thumbs up. I need you to subscribe if you haven't already done it. And when you click subscribe, you'll see all these bells. Click the black bell. So whenever I come on, you will get notified right away. Make your comments and share with everybody you know this show, and let them know that we got some great stuff coming up. I mean, some good stuff. Somewhere along the way, we'll have some merchandise, we'll have some contests, and we're going to just have some fun. How about that? All right. I love you guys. Have a great day, and I can't wait to see you again. And I plan on being on here every Tuesday, so be prepared. Love you. Mwah.